This is an image of Delhi's Rajiv Gandhi Super Speciality Hospital, and this ambulance driver was waiting for a bed for a patient he had transported in since morning. These are images of people sharing beds. They are fortunate that they have a bed to share. Few people like Rajeshwari Devi, 58 years old, died because they did not get an uninterrupted oxygen supply, an ambulance and a bed in a COVID-19 hospital. Transmission of COVID-19 occurs via 1. Droplet transmission, 2. Contact transmission, and 3. Aerosol transmission. Now, a droplet transmission occurs when respiratory droplets are produced when an infected person coughs or sneezes are inhaled by a person nearby. Contact transmission occurs when a person touches the contaminated surface and then touches their mouth, nose and eyes. In case of an aerosol transmission, it occurs when respiratory droplets containing the virus mixes into the air and is then inhaled. Now, COVID-19 virus is stable up to 24 hours on cardboard, 2 to 3 days on plastic paper and SS, and up to 3 hours in aerosol, which includes fog, mist, dust, air pollutants and smoke. Hence, it is easy to get infected just by touching contaminated objects or through the air. Now, coronavirus contains a single-stranded genetic blueprint material called as an RNA. Remember this name, RNA, because we are going to be using a lot henceforth. Now, they are the messenger types who tells what exactly has to be the other element of the virus. This is nucleoprotein. Now, this helps to protect and pack the RNA in a very compact manner in it and gives the particular shape and structure and also helps them to replicate. Coronavirus is an encapsulated virus, meaning it has a protective layer of fat. This is what protects the genetic material of the virus outside the human host. Now, this envelope protein is embedded on the layer of the fat, and it helps in the assembly of new virus particles once it has infected a cell. No virus can replicate itself without the absence of a host. Take note of this. Spike proteins gives the virus a crown-like appearance. They help the virus to hook onto the host cell and then crack it open for infection. To know how washing our hand helps, you have to understand this by this example. Now tell me what happens when you pour oil into water. It basically floats. It does not mix. Now try adding soap. You will see that the fatty oil dissolves into the water. Soap is a very good emulsifier. It is made up of molecules which is two different ends. One end is attracted to the water and the other end is attracted to the fat. So when the soap molecule comes in contact with the coronavirus molecules, this dual attraction pulls the fat apart and demolishes the coronavirus, dispersing it into the water. This takes time to happen. It takes approximately 20 seconds for the soap to annihilate the virus, and also the hand sanitizer works on the same principle as a soap. Sanitizers containing 60 to 95% alcohol are acceptable.
Wash your hands!
It is always better to use a soap, because if our hands are dirty and sweaty when we're using the sanitizer, that can diminish its effect. So use any soap. Just use any soap. Ensure that you just wash your hands with the soap. Now, research shows that the soap is much better than hand sanitizer. So, if possible, use soap. COVID is hitting back, and this is its second wave. The best way to combat COVID is to vaccinate ourselves, and we are the host to the virus. Now, how does the vaccination work? I'll talk about different vaccinations. First one is your COVID shield. It uses a weakened chimpanzee adenovirus, which causes common cold in chimpanzees, and it is added with the spike protein from the coronavirus. When the vaccine is injected into the human body, our body recognizes the spike protein and it creates antibodies against it. Now, in case of Covaxin, they use inactivated coronavirus. The genetic material, that's the RNA, present in the nucleus is destroyed so that they do not replicate further. This inactivated virus triggers an immune response when injected to the human body and thus fight back in case it faces similar virus in future. The third one is Pfizer. It uses the genetic material, the mRNA, that is a messenger RNA present in the nucleus of the virus. The vaccine gives cell instructions for how to make harmless piece of spike proteins. Now, after vaccination, your cells begin to make these spike proteins. Your immune system will recognize these spike proteins and produces antibodies against these spike proteins. These antibodies destroy the coronavirus when an actual infection occurs. The COVID-19 vaccines were developed based on the spike protein before it contained the mutation identified in the variants. So it is our sole responsibility to control the spread. By the way, an RNA virus mutates faster as compared to a DNA virus. A single-stranded virus mutates faster than a double-stranded virus. And guess what? A COVID virus is a single-stranded RNA virus. Hence, it can mutate faster. Out of all the COVID cases, 81% of the people are facing mild pneumonia, which are mild problems. 14% of the cases are facing severe disease like shortage of breath, changes in the respiratory rate, low blood oxygen, lung infiltration. The remaining 5% of the cases are facing critical diseases like respiratory failure, septic shock, multiple organ dysfunction or failure. ACE2 is the entry point for COVID-19 virus in a host cell. In male, ACE2 is found in high concentration in Leydig cells, whose major function is testosterone production. You get where I'm heading towards, right? On examination of testicular tissue from 12 COVID-19 patients, it showed that there was a significant reduction in Leydig cells as well as edema and inflammation. Now, a recent report of 31 male COVID-19 patients in Italy identified that some patients developed hypogonadism following the onset of the disease. Testosterone helps in suppressing the inflammation by increasing the level of anti-inflammatory cytokines. Cytokines helps to regulate immunity. It can therefore be hypothesized that suppression of testosterone levels might be one of the reasons for the large difference in terms of mortality and hospitalization rate between a male and a female. And this might also explain why COVID-19 most commonly infects old men. On the other hand, androgen seems to play a pivotal role in impairing antibody response and facilitating the fusion between the virus and the host cell. The hypothesis could explain the higher prevalence of COVID-19 in men. Also, right now, we lack studies to know if this is a temporary or a permanent phenomenon. COVID-19 virus rapidly increases generation of free radicals, leading to oxidative stress and causes cell death, ultimately leading to your organ failure. Nutrition is an important factor for human health, including maintaining a strong immune system. Research shows that no single nutrient or dietary supplement can prevent or treat COVID, but on the contrary, overdose of dietary supplement can do more harm than good. Through reducing oxidative stress and enhancing immunity, nutritional support helps people to lower the risk of virus infection, to alleviate the symptoms of COVID-19. With the data available, the supplementation that one should focus on is vitamin D, vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin E, and traces of elements like selenium and zinc. Now, these traces help to increase immunity and also reduce your oxidative stress, along with the presence of other vitamins, of course. Importantly, all nutritional supplements only reduce the possibility of an infection, whereas the only way to prevent COVID is via vaccination. According to a study published in British Journal of Sports Medicine, physical inactivity is associated with a higher risk of severe COVID-19 outcomes, and this study was conducted for 48,440 adult patients. Results suggest that a person meeting up with average 150 minutes weekly of activity was strongly associated with a reduced risk of severe COVID-19 among infected adults, of course. During controlled trials of repeated steam inhalation, it was seen that it does not eradicate the virus, as the steam inhalation procedure can only reach upper airways. But yes, repeated cycles at higher temperature have higher chances of weakening or halting the virus spread in the initial stages of infection, of course. Hence, it is unlikely it could be beneficial once the infection has reached the deep internal airway mucosa. Now, all the grandma recipes that we make consist of large number of phytochemicals. What are phytochemicals? Phytochemicals protect your cells from damage. They possess myriad of functions against viral invasion. However, they're still being tested to get the direct evidence on positive health of COVID-19 patients. But yes, taking steam and Kada is something that we can do on our level to protect ourselves. During this phase, when you're at home, some areas that you can concentrate on are learning and growing. And start your own blog channel if you want. Meditate daily. Take care of your skin. Learn something new every day. A new skill maybe, so that you can show off. Maybe a handstand, a headstand. Learn how to do a calligraphy writing. Challenge yourself. Take up a transformation challenge. Start dieting. Start working out at home. I'm very sure many people would be delaying this since like forever. And if at all you need help, I will be attaching Nutrition Simplified on top over here on this I button, which will help you understand the basics of losing weight. Also, I'll be attaching healthy recipes as well. Take your health seriously. Work on your brain development. Learn new memory tricks. Everyone is facing a financial issue. Start by learning new ways to invest. Start financial planning. And if you're good at it, help others. Well, I'm an engineer, bad at finance, you see. So, this is a fight we are all part of, and everyone is responsible for the outcome at the end of the war. Yes, these are tough times, but if we understand the situation well and act accordingly, we might be able to do better and come up on top. So I hope everyone is going to start working out, focusing on the diet and maintain social distancing. Also, please understand the best way to beat the virus is together. It's all for one and one for all. So let's get ourselves vaccinated so that we can stop the virus from spreading and mutating. Till then, you can subscribe to my channel, and if you love the video, please do hit the like button. And also, do not forget to share it with your friends. Take care.